Okay, welcome back. I've now made 4 maps. We've got our original map that we made in the last video. This map links to another map here. Note that the entrance and exit points are the same they align up on the maps. Otherwise things might look a bit messy when it comes to changing the map, changing the maps over, moving from map to map. And this map goes on to 2 other rooms. On the right side it comes onto this big room here, and on the left side here we come over just to through this narrow corridor to this sort of long room here. So we're now going to look at using all 4 of these maps. The first thing we need to do is to add a field into our characters table. So we go insert, no, sorry, we want to go to the structure, and down the bottom we want to add 1 field before map X and map Y, so that's after their points, and we're just going to call this map ID. It's going to be a varchar 255. We're also going to change the default to map 1, which is the first map we made. We're just going to save that, and that will populate the map ID field with the correct maps. So the next thing we want to do is we want to come over to our map.plugin.php page, and on the initial query up the top here, we want to alter this query so it says we're selecting all from maps where file name equals our character map ID. So this will load up the correct map that we're on, and then we're outputting the contents of the map. So we're building the map up. That's the first bit we need to do. The next bit is coming down to the script page, and right on the end of this post, just before the closing bracket and the semicolon, we want to add in JSON, just like we used on this class changer, because we're going to be fetching JSON variables, because we're going to need to return more than 1 variable. So once we've changed that, we can save that file and then come over to the map function. At this point here, during the if and else ifs, we need to check to see whether the position we're altering is greater or less than 1 or 10, depending which way we're going. So if we're going up, we need to check to see if the Y position is less than 1. If it's less than 1, then we know we need to change the map. If we're going down, we need to check to see if the Y position is greater than 10, again for the same reason. If we're going left and right, we need to check the X position. Right, so I've added all the if statements, and now in each side of these if statements we want to run another query to firstly get the information for the new table, the new map, and we're going to be setting our new character positions and our new map. But before we can do that, what we need to do is we also need to select our map ID in this first query, so we're making sure we can get that, we can reference the correct map. And we also need to change this query to where the file name is equal to our character map ID, just like we did on the other page. So now we'll work on changing the map accordingly. Okay, so here's what happens if our position is greater or less than what we're looking for. Firstly, we're querying. We're setting a query. We're selecting if we're doing the down. If our direction is down, we're selecting link down from maps where the file name equals our character map ID, limiting it to 1. Executing the query and storing the information in the info variable. Then running another query, selecting the map name from maps where the file name equals this link down file name, limiting it to 1, executing the query and storing the information in new map. We're then running another query, we're updating our user characters, and we're setting map ID to the info link down variable, and we're setting location to the new map name, where character ID, etc., and we're limiting it to 1. Executing that query, and we're changing the Y position. Now if our Y position comes down more than 10, then we need to reset it back to the top, which is 1. The same thing applies for when we're going up. This time we're selecting the link up, grabbing all the relevant information, updating our user characters table, but this time we're setting the Y position to 10, because if we're going up we need to come down to the bottom of the next map. So what we'll do is we'll go through and we'll add this to the next two. So if we're going left, we need to select the link left, and we just need to change it throughout our queries there. So if we're going left, we need to change position X to equal 10, because we need to reset it to the right side of the map. And we'll do the same thing for when we go right, but this time we're selecting link right, and we're referencing link right as well. But this time we're changing the X position to 1. Now, in regards to knowing whether we've got to reload our map to show the new map, like I said, we've got to echo out some JSON data, JSON encrypted data, so we can read it on the other page. So within all of these if conditions, what we're going to do is we're just going to say data, and we'll say change map, and set that to true. And we'll do this in all of these if statements. Also, right at the top here, before we check to see what direction we're going, we'll declare this variable again, but change it to false. The only other thing we need to do is, instead of echoing out true, we're going to put another data, and we're just going to have this one move, and we'll say equals true. Also on this echo false, we're just going to say it equals false. Oh, what am I doing? It equals true. And before we close the connection, we're going to echo out JSON encrypt. No. Sorry, it's JSON encode, not JSON encrypt. What am I on? JSON encode data. So we're echoing JSON encoded variable array there. We save that. Back on the map plugin, inside of our move character, we need to change this message excuse me, and just put move on the end there. So if the move variable of it equals true, then we're changing. Now we need to know whether we're going to change the map or not. So after each of these animates, we're just going to put function, and we're going to check to see if message.changeMap equals true. If so, then we want to come back to our play.php page here, and we're going to run this function here again, which is loading the map up. So inside the plugin box, we're just loading our plugin map plugin again, and this should reset the map to what it was, to the new map. So what we'll do is we'll just take this, copy it, and just paste it in like that. We can save that. So fingers crossed this is going to work as planned. We'll come over to our game and we'll log in. It's getting dark, so I'm struggling to see my keyboard. So we log in, and we can load character, and so let me go see what this is all about. Okay, so I've missed an E off the end of file name there. Let's save it, let's reload. So with any luck, if we go up, I'm going to have to continue this on the next video because I'm swiftly running out of time. So I'm going to see why I'm not moving past that, and then we'll address a couple of other things in the next video.